Okay, my name is Sanjar and I have a problem. That's a good intro, isn't it? Come on, I mean, you guys watching. I checked the YouTube analytics. Vardır.
Ay.
Yeah. Anyway, I I mean the problem is in that it's a good problem to have, alhamdulillah, thank God, because I just have too many things which have happened during the day. I can't even like remember all of them I did. Like for example, I mean I have this list right here, but there's whole entire journey through which I have gone through, which hasn't told to the camera and document to the camera, and I have to try to remember it. Okay, so give me a second. I went to the meeting to get a job as a photographer, so not working in a supermarket, but as a photographer in a photographing agency or photographing studio. And the good thing about it is that you're gonna get paid depending on the work you do. Like if there is more photos, more things you do, basically you get paid more because clients pay you more, and you just work harder and more hours, and you get paid. It's like sales commissions. You do more sales, you get more paid. But in this case, if you, I think it's how it's called in English. It's Give me a second. Give me a second. I know you're watching this video probably on the way to school, or like eating your dinner, lunch, or breakfast. So where you're rushing, where you're hurrying. Give me a second to remember. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, I can't remember. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. It's close to 10 p.m. and I still haven't actually. Yeah, now it's looking better. There is only one thing I think I have left for today. Okay, so I did a lot of things. I mean, the two most important ones is that I made a post on Facebook groups, on Reddit subreddits, on Discord servers about that we're hiring more appointment servers. So we need 10 to 15 appointment servers to start to reach out to 1,000 people a day. Inshallah, God will. And I think only in that case, if we're gonna be reaching out to so many people a day, we can really test if a certain script works at all. You know what I mean? Because we right now we have only 2 appointment servers, and my co-founder isn't reaching out. I don't know why. But I mean, he's reaching out, but he started reaching out when the situation got. Hmm? When the situation got so bad, like the day, I think was 200 and 220, 230, close to that. When I finally got that debate with my mom, and she said me that I had to get a day job, and so I think I landed the job. Like he said me to, yeah. By the way, let me not get distracted. But okay, before I forget, tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. I'm gonna get to that photo studio. I'm gonna try to get to the photo studio because he invited me to get there 9:30 a.m. in the middle of the city. Thank God, only 30 minutes on the way, not too much, but I had to use underground. So that's, yeah, I think we just have to go through this go through this thing. And yeah, like tomorrow he's gonna train me, and the day after, which is Monday, I think I'm gonna hypothetically get started to work, and I think that's gonna be the day when I'm gonna hypothetically start working. And if you remember, I said you that I have an interview. If you have been watching my previous videos, you know that on a Monday 9 a.m. I had an interview in supermarket to get a job, you know, and I end up in a situation where I'm sorry, like, you know, all these things which I have learned during the years, right? During the years of running the business, I just implemented that knowledge. And what happened is that I got invited to a lot of interviews at the same time. Like, I got invited to go to supermarket, you know, this photo studio invited me, and like the one which invited me to the closest meeting was this photo studio. Like yesterday I reached out to, yesterday alone I reached out to like 6 or 10, actually 12, yeah, 12 places, and one of them was this photo studio which said me, can you come tomorrow after 12 p.m. And I when I get there, and I landed this job already there. I mean, on Monday I had an interview in that supermarket at 9 a.m. Um, but because of that hustle mode which you have learned, right? This volume negates luck kind of things, yeah. You memorize throughout the years of running an agency. What happened is that when the situation has come in, you're like, okay, let me apply to not like one job, like the most of the people are gonna probably do, because I think most of the people, the way they would have done it is they wouldn't apply to any of these jobs. Like yesterday I applied to 12 jobs. They wouldn't apply to any one of these jobs. They would have waited for that Monday to come to get on this meeting to get a job at the supermarket, and God knows what would have happened next. If they would have landed it, then it's okay. But to a certain degree, it's like such a risk, such a tawakkul. Like, I mean, why don't you, how to say that? Why don't you replace that with the work which you can put in, right? You know what I mean? Like, you can apply to 20, 30, 100, 2,000 jobs and land one of them and increase your chances to getting a job. And that's exactly what I did. I mean, I see people struggling and all this stuff, and I get it. I also went through some jobs which just was saying that, oh, I'm sorry, we're not hiring students and blah blah blah. But I get used to rejection. You know what I mean? I have been reaching out to clients for like 9 months, 10 months in a row. Thousands of people, tens of people a day, thousands of people a month. And I get used to rejection, or like, you know, this ghosting thing to a certain degree. Um, and when this thing came to my life, this challenge came to my life, I am so glad, Alhamdulillah, that God taught me this lesson, because this difficult moment for, because the current situation where am I is a difficult circumstances for a lot of people. I promise you, a lot of people would have, I mean, I'm not saying that I wasn't sad, but I mean they would have been a lot more sad than I am, like depressed, you know what I mean? But I'm not depressed. Why am I not depressed? Because I learned the lessons, I would say. I think I know what am I gonna be doing. I know how I'm gonna search for a job. I know how I'm gonna be talking to an employee. I have hired, oh, I have hired people myself. I have talked to clients on Google meetings, on Zoom. I have, bro, every single stage of how they're gonna be hiring me. I have gone through that in my own agency. Like I used to hire people, I used to talk to clients, I used to get rejected by clients. Bro, subhanallah, I don't know what to say. I think the lesson which I learned from this my current position in the test through which God has put me in is that there is nothing in this life which happens as an accident and which happens for just no reason. Like I knew that before, but I kind of used to believe in it and kind of used to not believe in it, because it's hard to believe that this rejections which you're getting from clients, this all this shit which you're going through has some kind of meaning behind it. But I I have to say that. I have to say that it has meaning behind it. I mean, alhamdulillah, like thank God, bro. Like I know if you are going through some kind of trial and problem in your life, you're probably not gonna be happy to hear that, but what these people say on the internet about this hardship of being a man, this is freaking damn true. Like this is true. I don't know what to say. Every single pain you go through, every single suffering you go through has some kind of reward of it in the end. And I believe that even this situation where am I right now has some kind of something way more beautiful and very sweet and very beautiful and very great reward in the back of it. I promise you, inshallah. There's something really great waiting there. I just don't know what it is. Because for me, from my perspective, like getting a job, like going to college and this debates with my mom, all these tears, all these problems, all this like depression and like, you know, screams is not a good thing, obviously. I don't like that. I label it as a bad thing, as a bad luck or, not good day. But yeah, we just don't see from the God's perspective what is out there. And no one can. But what we can do is trust. Eh, you know, I don't care in what kind of God you believe. I don't care if you believe in the universe. In that case, I would say believe and trust the process. If you're a believer of God, I would say believe and trust the God and His plan. Because it's not my words. I know I'm replicating someone from the internet, and you probably have heard these things before, and it sounds some kind of cliche. I think the problem is that the best way to describe your thoughts is using these words. They mean something very different after you have experienced a certain situation. So if you hear that and don't feel anything different, I think that's fine. And I think that you are gonna go through something in your life in a close future that will change your perspective, and that's good. And that's okay. Going through hardship and learning a hard way, I don't think there's anything wrong with learning a certain skill or a certain thing or a certain knowledge in your life hard way. It doesn't matter which way you learn. It doesn't matter, like truly, what um, how much do you care how hard was to learn or how hard was to achieve a certain thing, because at the end of it, you are still thankful that you have made it and done it and learned it. Truly, it doesn't matter anything. Like I don't care how hard was it to learn the code. I'm glad that I learned it. I'm glad that I did it. Thank God. Alhamdulillah. And you won't care either. You will be just telling in the interviews and writing books about how, you know, hard was it, maybe. But in the end, you and I know both that inside we're just glad that these days passed away and we are where we are. And if you are not in the situation yet, you better not be depressed like all of these stupid people out there, because you know why you are suffering, and you know that there is something very great and beautiful waiting for you in the end, behind all of the struggles and problems. So um, I went to the job meeting. I made on 3 subreddits. I made post about an announcement about that we're hiring employment service, 2 Reddit servers. I'm sorry, Discord servers, and many Facebook groups. Some of them I just requested the access. A lot of them, not a lot of them. I would say half of them is private Facebook groups, and that's fine. Um, I guess they will notify me when they accept me. I hope, because I didn't post it or anything. I mean, I just, you know, I have to wait. For school communities, I also just pressed the request button. I don't know if I get accepted. They didn't email me anything yet. So around like 25 resources and billboards, I made a post on 25 around that. I mean, including the requests which I made, it's like 25 to 29, aka about that. And the only thing which has left for today is to read the Quran before I go to sleep, pray, eat some ice cream, because why not? I'm in my granddad's home. You know what? Life is beautiful and life is great. Like the previous videos which I made, I know that it was a little depressing and all this stuff, but in the end of the day, I want to say that everything which happens to you, it happens for a reason, right? So if it's a bad thing, it's so you're gonna learn something, right? If it's a good thing, then freaking them enjoy it. Like there is nothing happens, nothing in this life happens for just because, you know what I mean? Just nonsense. It doesn't happen this way. And yeah, life is beautiful, life is great. Smile, that's what I would say. And if I'm not tired yet, and I hope that before the end of this day, aka when I went to sleep, I want to make some videos for YouTube. I really like making videos. It's something I enjoy to do at this stage when you have like close to 2,000 subscribers. Alhamdulillah. Let's do it. Please subscribe. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Bro, I mean, this vlog is so great. I love it. I love it. I love it, man. Peace out.